Hello and welcome back to A Cultura. I want to talk about a very unique creature that is from Australia. It's called the Rainbow Serpent. At Ubi Rock in Kakadu National Park, Australia, there is a sacred site known as the Rainbow Serpent Gallery. Here, a simple but vivid Aboriginal rock painting depicts a snake slithering across a solitary rock face. Although the serpent is not literally rainbow-colored, it is a powerful motif of the time. It is of the time of creation of the universe, known to the Aboriginal peoples as the dreaming. The painting is one of the oldest known images in Aboriginal art, and the rainbow serpent continues to be a cultural influence today among the indigenous peoples of Australia. Some accounts of the rainbow serpent claim that the snake emerged from a waterhole or came down from the sky during the dreaming, creating life, water, and fertility. As it slithered across the continent, its movement created the valleys, mountains, and waterways that formed the sacred ancestral landscape. As the rainbow serpent crossed the land, it sang the rocks, plants, animals, and people into existence, known as songlines or dreaming tracks. The paths it followed became sacred, invisible pathways that meander all across Australia. In various local mythologies, the serpent can be female, male, or even androgynous, and it is known by different names including Julungul, Kunbangur, Ungar, or Yurlungar. Some scholars have suggested that the link between snake and rainbow was a powerful symbol of the cycle of the seasons and the importance of water in human life. When a rainbow is seen in the sky, it is said that the rainbow serpent is moving from one waterhole to another, replenishing the stores of water and forming gullies and deep channels as she slithers across the landscape, which explains why some waterholes never dry up during a drought. Without serpent power, no rain would fall and the earth would just dry up. The rainbow serpent is also identified with the halo around the moon that can be regarded as a sign of rain and has divine healing power. Quartz crystal and seashells are associated with the serpent and are used in rituals to invoke its power. It is said, even today, by the indigenous people of Arnhem Land, Australia, that the snake can be seen as a rainbow in the sky as it colors in mother of pearl as the spectrum of light across a waterhole. The rainbow serpent is also associated with human blood, especially the menstrual cycle, and blood rituals were once performed in honor of the Aboriginal mother goddess Kunapipi, who followed the rainbow serpent down to earth and created people, plants, animals, and insects. Traditionally, the female menstrual cycle is considered sacred to the rainbow serpent, and the most common Aboriginal rainbow serpent myth is the story of the Wawalag sisters. According to the legend, the sisters and their offspring were traveling across the land when the older sister gave birth, and her blood flowed to a waterhole where the rainbow serpent lived. Tracing the scent back to the sisters who were sleeping in their hut, the snake slithered through the doorway and devoured the women and their children. After being bitten by an ant, the serpent regurgitated the sisters, thus created Arnhem Land. The shelter is still considered a woman-only site, although the rule is relaxed for tourists. Now, the crazy thing is that in African mythology, there is also a rainbow serpent. It appears as an important part of creation in several African mythologies, such as Benin, Nigeria, and the Congo. It also features in Haiti, Polynesia, and Papua New Guinea. If, as is believed, indigenous Australians migrated from Africa and arrived in Australia around 50,000 years ago, it is likely that they carried the archetypal image of a rainbow serpent with them, whether through oral narratives or their collective unconscious, gradually dispersing across the Australian continent over time. These ancient peoples expanded and differentiated into hundreds of distinct groups, each with its own language and culture. In Africa, The Fon people of Benin believed that the rainbow snake known as Aji Dawedo served the androgynous creator deity Nanabuluku by holding up to the heavens. Another West African myth relates how an enormous serpent formed 7,000 coils beneath the earth, protecting it from falling into the abysmal sea. It scattered the stars in the firmament, shot thunderbolts to earth, and released the sacred waters to fill the planet with life. As the first rains fell, a rainbow appeared in the sky and mated with the serpent. The spiritual nectar that they created became the milk of women and the semen of men. The serpent and the rainbow taught mankind the link between blood and life, menstruation and birth, and the voodoo sacrament of blood rituals. Today, the rainbow serpent is still revered by Indigenous Australian and African peoples. Aboriginal peoples recreate the story of the rainbow serpent eating the Wawalag sisters during the dreaming through song, music, and dance. The Rainbow Serpent Festival is an annual Australian music festival, and Aboriginal artists continue to be inspired by the ancient myths and images in their artwork. There is certainly a lot more to learn about the rainbow serpent, its connection to Africa, the connection between Australians and Africans, the people of Fon, Aji Dawedo. There's just so much that we've covered in these last couple of minutes that it almost doesn't make justice to the plethora of influence and incredible stories that this can of rainbow serpents unfolds. But hopefully I've piqued your interest and now you want to learn more. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye.